Hello folks, back once again with a new Hangout. I'm just going over some of the things that in the Hangouts right now, getting some ideas because it's been 2 months since I've been on here, and there's a few things that have changed, and so I'm just going over some of those things. But I just want to get started by saying that I apologize I haven't been on here for the last 2 months. I've been kind of burnt out on all things guitar because of all the projects I got going, guitar-related, newsletters, guitar videos, guitar products, things like that. And I've just been needing to take some time off and, we had a vacation. It went really well. We updated the vacation vlog on that. Just some chill out time and me time. And first of all, I'll say the reason I'm wearing glasses today, usually I don't have them on, but we ended up cutting some, or I ended up cutting some hot peppers that a friend had gave me, and didn't wear gloves, didn't really think about it much. Thought I'd wash my hands just fine, but when I went to take my contacts out, man, did that hurt. It was rough, let me tell you. Went to put them back in this morning. My eyes were just like bloodshot. It hurt so bad. So some searches on Google and found some ways to try to hopefully salvage my contacts, soaking them in peroxide, soaking them in alcohol, soaking them in milk for 50 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. So I'm right now in the process of trying to dilute, getting all that oil and everything off of them so that I can salvage them, because I've still got another half of a month use out of them if I can salvage them. But for right now, maybe the next couple of days, I'll be wearing glasses. So it is what it is. But today is just kind of a free-flow thing. This is, as the title of the Hangout says, this is the last Guitarpreneur Hangout that I plan on doing. And I would have gone ahead and renamed it, but I didn't feel like that I'd made that closure like I needed to. And the reason for this is because I've been getting so burnt out, like I said recently, on all the guitar stuff I'm doing. It's not that I'm giving up guitar. Trust me, that will never happen. But it's more of the fact that I have been so business focused. I have been so worried about getting the websites updated, writing articles, getting things for the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course. All this stuff has been so overwhelming. And I have ignored the creativity side of it, the side where I go ahead and sit down and enjoy playing guitar. I feel like I'm playing for everyone else instead of playing for myself. Okay. Now, recently I've been releasing YouTube videos. They've done, apologize for that little snag in video there. They've been pre-recorded, based on when we went to our vacation. Some vlogs that I did on some guitars that I've been interested in, that I wanted to try out. And there's some other things in the works that are coming, the newest videos and things like that. So it's not like I've been lagging in content to update. It's more or less that I haven't been creating anything new in a while. I've had some things bubbling around in mind, but I haven't really been wanting to sit down and get into the mode of, well, I've got to record this, and it's got to be perfect, and it's got to be professional, and all this stuff. I'm trying to wean myself off that mindset and just get back into the creativity part of it, because that's the reason people watch me in the first place, is they like what I bring to the table. They like the guitar things that I teach and that I play and things like that. But when it becomes a task and it becomes a job instead of a passion, then that's when you've got to step back and take a bigger picture thing and saying, what am I really trying to accomplish here? Is it trying to be everybody else's slave and everybody? I self-edit myself for the purpose of getting it perfect in front of the public, or do I just want to let my hair fall down and just go with the flow and enjoy what I'm doing? And that's what I haven't been able to do because of the business aspect of everything. And so this is the last Guitarpreneur Hangout. Any other Hangouts in the future will be labeled Hangout Vlogs. I've decided to go ahead with that. I was going to think about Hangout Journal, but a vlog is basically a video log, kind of like a blog, a web log, which started out as an online journal for you to share ideas, articles, your thoughts, and things like that. And obviously I am more than guitar. I have all kinds of interests. I've been getting back into writing recently, having a lot of fun with that, watching a lot of videos on writing. If any of you follow my YouTube likes and favorites, you'll see that a lot of that has been writing related recently. So there's so many other aspects of life than just one thing. Yes, it's a passion of mine, but it's really easy to be burnt out on one thing all the time. Okay, so Guitarpreneur Hangouts are now going to be known as Hangout Vlogs. I'm not going to say when they're going to be happening. I don't know. Every now and then I'll pick up a guitar and play it, but I want you guys to understand, yes, I do ramble a lot. Yes, I do talk a lot in my guitar videos. I'm going to try to get a script or something to where I won't be rambling so much and just playing and teaching. Some things need to be explained. I realize that. Some things don't. But for Hangouts, this is totally basically talk-based, as you've seen in the past. Yes, I've had guitars and all this stuff, but Hangouts is just a way for me to sit down and get off my chest, what's on my chest and on my mind. And so it's going to be mostly talking. And every now and then there may be a Hangout without me playing guitar at all. Today's Hangout, well, I will not be playing guitar. I'll just let you know that right now. And before we get too far in this, if you're watching this later on, recorded instead of live, don't forget, if this may end up being a long Hangout. I don't know. I just kind of want to sit and chill and just talk for a little while. If it does turn out to be a long Hangout, don't forget on this side over here you can click that little gear icon and speed up the video so you can run through it in half the time. Okay, I always watch things on 1.5, maybe 2 times the speed so I can get through it if it's a talking thing like this or an audio book or whatever. And I'm a very big praiser of that method. I don't see that out there at all. Nobody's really talking about it, but it's really an important feature. Okay, so I've got some show notes, but they may or may not be discussed. The first thing was the Guitarpreneur Hangouts are going to be changing to Hangout Vlogs. So we can chill out, hang out together. This may be just a place for me to just vent, talk about things, whatever. A lot of people view and tune in for the Hangouts, and that's why today's Hangout was impromptu. It was just like a spur of a moment. I decided not to broadcast it, not to advertise it, a few days ahead, because I felt like I wouldn't follow through with it. I wanted to just sit down and commit myself to doing it and letting it be done. And on another note, I just talked with one of my former guitar students on Skype, and she's getting into social media marketing, and she's getting into working on that end of things. And she contacted me about, she needs a real-life project for, I guess, credit in this course that she's taken. So she's going to help me with some of my, social media marketing and things like that, which is going to be very cool. And the reason I mention this is because she talked about how it seemed like she didn't know exactly where she was going to be in her life as far as like what career she should take, what direction she's going to go. And she mentioned something that I thought was very awesome I wanted to share, and that is the sense that there's this tremendous amount of unclarity. She called it unclarity. I don't know what the real word for that is, but that's what I'm going to use. Unclarity. She's so unclear about where she needs to go, and she was just like praying, Lord, show me what I need to do, where I need to go. And it's like God told her, I've let you be in this unclarity because I don't want you to be clear. I want you to trust me. I want you to realize there's so much more out there for you, and it's okay to be unclear. She even said, enjoy the unclarity. I was like, that is awesome, because I told her, I said, I'm the same way. You think all your life, oh, I've been playing guitar my life, so that's what I want to do with my life. But then you start doing it, and more and more and more, and you become other things kind of creep in, and you're like, well, this is interesting too. I like to read, I like to write, I like to do this, I like to do that. I realize, for certain things there's got to be a niche, and that's what the Bluegrass Guitar website's for. That's what the Secrets of Texas Blues Guitar website's for. But there's going to be a time, hopefully soon in the near future, that I'm going to be working on my own website where I can just be me. YouTube is mainly for guitar things. Lately on YouTube, it's mostly been guitar, and I'm sure that there may be some other things later on down the road. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate or anything. But for right now, it's guitar. But so on YouTube, I can't be a writer. I have to be a guitarist. On Facebook, it's more of, I use it more for like business stuff. So I can't really be myself on Facebook. I can't really be myself on all these other outlets that I have. So I need a place to be me. I can't be myself on the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials website. I can't be myself on the Secrets of Texas Blues Guitar website, because if I laden those things with business-related things or writing-related things or anything that's not geared towards that particular niche, then Google doesn't recognize it, and search engines will not recognize it as an authority. It'll get all flooded in the mix of other things, and it won't stand out as much as a strictly Texas blues guitar or bluegrass guitar website. So I can't really do that there. So hopefully within the next year, I want to do my own website. I've already got the URL for my name. I just haven't got it up. I'm thinking about doing elegant themes. I've heard a lot about those, and I've heard a lot of good things about those, that website and those themes, and I've checked them out for myself. And I'm guessing that would be an easy transition to completely redo my websites, including my own, and start my own. And probably start with my own on that theme base, and then kind of slowly transition the BluegrassGuitarEssentials.com and SecretsOfTexasBluesGuitar.com websites into those other themes. But that's just what I've been thinking about. I want to take. This is just off the top of my head. I'm not even looking at show notes. I just want to spit it out. I'm on the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials end. Things are kind of running kind of bumpy. Trying to get them done. I want to get them done. I've got a goal that I want, to get them done by the end of the year, by November, by October, blah, blah, blah. It seems to continue to push out because there's on these last couple of videos, there's a lot of stuff cram-packed into these videos, and so it's taking a little bit longer. And I haven't even done an update on my mailing list yet because I've just been so overwhelmed with all this stuff. So right now, the official update is that I've probably another 3 weeks on the latest webisodes because the tabs he's transcribing all the songs and the fiddle tunes of the next video webisodes. That's what the next one's going to be about. Then after that, I've been having a lot of problems with my video editor getting video correct because he chopped off a section that was supposed to be included in video 5, or video 5, which is the next webisodes. He chopped off a section that was supposed to be included there, and now it's going to be included in video 6. Well, that causes video 6 to be even longer, and I'm worried it's not going to fit on a single DVD. So we may have to go to 7 DVDs instead of 6 whenever I do the DVDs. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I've already got some of the neck diagrams for that video. I've been working on video 6 stuff while I've been waiting for video 5 stuff to get done. So I've still been working on it, and I don't have everything for video 6 completed. I just want to get a little bit ahead, and when it becomes completely proofed and done, and I know it's accurate, then I can do the remaining things for Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, the videos, and get those out there. As it stands, I don't know when the whole series will be done. I just know hopefully within another month or 3 weeks, I can release the next webisodes. Those are getting done. There's only like 2 or 3 more songs to be tabbed, and he's getting about 1 a week done, something like that. So hopefully that'll get done, send it to my graphic designer, he can put it in ebook format, and we're ready to go. All right, so anyway, that's a lot of stuff. There's some, the next notes I was going to talk about is, let me go ahead and remove that and move it down. I'm kind of editing the show notes as I go along. For now, interviews are on hold because it's just another thing that I have to conduct and get up and running. Interviews right now are on hold on Hangouts or whatever. I've still got the Robert Baker interview. I've still got the Fran Gaffney interview of Vibe Strings. I've got the Secret Guitar Teacher interview with Nick Minion. Amazing interviews, all of them. There may be another one that I may be leaving out. I don't know, but I'd like to do more of those. Just right now, it's just my focus is getting the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials done. And the reason I mention that is because after that, what I want to do is take a year off from creating products. So next year, there's probably not going to be any guitar-related, instructional video stuff done. I've covered so much in Texas Blues Guitar and now Bluegrass Guitar Essentials that there is virtually, you can learn tons of stuff in both of those products without me coming out with another one for many years because there's so much cram-packed into that. Right now, I just want to take a step back. Next year, my focus is probably going to be on my personal website, getting it up and running, hiring somebody to do that for me, because I'd rather just create the content and not worry about having to hassle with getting plugins installed and installing the WordPress on the theme and all that stuff. I just want somebody to go in there and get it done. And even if it's just a one-time thing to get it up and running, that's fine. So I want to focus on that for next year and probably focus more on writing, because I've been really, really enjoying processing what's going on in my head into a journal. And we talked about in several Hangouts back about my business journal, how I wanted to get those done. It was my last Hangout. I think I talked about how I had the goal of getting my business journal done and wanted to get that done. And I tried hard to get it done before the vacation, but I was like 3 pages away. But I got it done, and now I'm finally in my ecosystem journal, and that's how far I've already written in it. This is the beginning side, and this is all blank. So I'll share something of that with you guys a little later. But for next year, the focus, what I wanted to do is just mainly work on my own website and work on my writing. And I've got some ideas for. I've recently seen a course on creating ebooks for Kindle and all that, and I thought about getting into that because I want to get into more writing, and but I don't know. It's just a lot of jumbled stuff, and it's a lot to think about. But next year I don't want to have to think too much. I want to just sit down and enjoy creating again. YouTube videos, journal entries, things that speak to me and all the public, because I know that you guys like what I do. You guys like, some videos get less views than others, like these Hangouts only have maybe 100 and 200 views, whereas the Kenneth Burris, the video with me and Kenneth Burris, I'm telling you, it's grown like a weed. It's up to over 15,000 views now, and it just amazes me. And I see that, and I'm like, man, I got to get some more of those type of videos out, because obviously people like them. I've got 2 people in mind, maybe 3 in mind, that I'd like to come over and let's do that again. But I want to do that when I'm not overwhelmed and bombarded with everything else. The other thing I wanted to do next year maybe is, instead of creating a product, do a workshop where I teach guitar at, do a workshop based around the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, and maybe bring in some sales that way. It would include the entire course on DVD, maybe even a download, as well as maybe a 2-hour session with me, maybe a 10 people or something like that. Now, I'm speculating here. If this happens, I'll let people know about it. It's more going to be a local thing, so it's not going to be an online thing. If it turns out to be a decent, a good thing, it may be something I do as a paid webinar or something. So that'll be cool too. But I don't know. It's just a lot of things going on. So the focus for next year, I was going to also mention, don't forget that you can get an idea of what I'm planning for YouTube videos on my YouTube Trello board. I talked about this in my video, how I get things done using Trello or something like that. It's a couple videos back. So definitely check that out. And I've got a link to that, and I'm going to show that here for those of you that are live. I've got a link to that Trello board over on the video talking about getting things done with Trello and all that. And I'll go ahead and post it here on the show notes so that I don't forget about it. And it's available now. It's on the show notes, so you can go down to the link, the show more area below, and see that. So that is my Trello board for YouTube. That I've got all the ideas stacked up and what stage they're in right now, and kind of that's how I deal with YouTube stuff. And I'm not going to be overwhelmed by that either. That's just a place to host my ideas. That's not a place to say I'm committed to doing these things. These are exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these no matter what. These are just a place that I host my ideas, and as I get them done, I move them over to in progress, move them over to getting done, and all this other stuff. So you can kind of see what's up next in the YouTube videos. So that's that. I was talking about writing, something I've been working on. I decided to probably go ahead and use my regular Google Plus profile. That's just Eric Beatty. Decided to probably use it as a place for writing. But I'm rethinking that because my personal website, when it comes out, it's going to be more along the lines of, hey, if I want to post a blog about writing, I can do that. If I want to post a blog about, guitar, I can do that. If I want to post a video about writing, I can do that. Whatever I can come up with, that site is going to be my personal hub, all about me, and I don't care if it ranks, because the other, other websites and all that stuff rank. I want to do it for the fun of it and for enjoyment, not worrying about content, not worrying about ranking and all this stuff. Just a place where I can be me. And you can do that on Google Plus, you can do that on Facebook, but it's still not your place. It's still, controlled by other people. And I decided to go ahead and set up a writing community where I can just write my own, online posts and kind of have journals and stuff like that online. It's not public right now. It's private. If I decide to make it public, I will let the people know about it. I don't think I can make it completely public. I just have to invite people in my circles or invite other people. And so if you're interested in that, let me know below. If you're interested in seeing some of my writing and some of the things I've been working on. I guess I can show you a real quick screenshot of it real quick if it doesn't crash on me, which hopefully it won't. It's going to be, let me find it here, that one. Make sure here. It's going to be that one right there, and I'm going to go ahead and share it. It should show right up. Okay, good. Here we go. This is what I've just called the Writer's Escape, for lack of a better word. It's a home for my writing experiments for the time being. Just created this yesterday, and this was a post that I put about, my experience with taking my contacts in and out with hot pepper, oil on my hands. Just some different things. I've only got like 3 posts on here. There's the initial post, and I don't think I can pin posts on yeah, I can. I can pin post on there. So that's the pinned post here. So this one stays at the top as a welcome thing in case other people, I decide to go ahead and make it, available to the public. But this is instead of doing it on my Google profile page like I was originally going to do, I just create a community for it. That way I won't flood everything on my Google profile page with that. And I've just got some, obviously my 2 links here and some writing links, and nothing really fancy, just some writing links I found handy and things like that. So that's just, where I've decided to go ahead and post some of my thoughts and my ideas. And so that's it for now on that. And if I decide to make it public later, I will. Okay, so next, and since this is no longer going to be Guitarpreneur Hangout, and it's going to be a Hangout vlog, the show notes are, after this one, aren't going to be guitar related, Guitarpreneur related, business related, all this related. I'm just going to write down show notes, and there may not be categories. It may just be one right after the other show notes, So, all right, the guitar related thing. The next guitar I'd like to purchase. Okay, now I want to show you something here. I've got, I started a guitar fund because I want to buy this guitar. And it is the guitar that I just released on Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. No, excuse me, I'm getting my thoughts messed up here. The one I just released on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, it's the Guitar Vlog 2 of 3, the Breedlove Test Drive. Okay, now I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to add it to my Hangout. And I'm going to just go ahead and make that available. I'm going to go ahead and add that as well to the show notes. Alright, so this is the guitar that I want to have. It is the Breedlove, I think it's DR Deluxe. I love this guitar. I preferred it over the Collings guitar that I've reviewed. And it's an amazing guitar. It's got all kinds of specs to it, and all you got to do is type in Breedlove DR Deluxe. Right now they're discontinued, but they are in fact available. You can find them on eBay used. You can find them all kinds of places. So I would have to give one used, which is fine by me. I'm kind of over the fact that I must buy every guitar new because then it's going to be warranted for a lifetime and all this stuff. I'm kind of over that because you pay so much more for that, and you can always take the guitar to a repair shop and spend less than you would overall. to repair something, especially if they're an authorized Martin dealer or a Martin repair person or an authorized whatever repair person, and they've been doing it for years. So I'm kind of over that. So the next the next guitar I'd like to have is the Breedlove DR Deluxe, and it is on that video. You can scroll down to the guitar-related section in the show notes here and get an idea of, be able to see the link to the video of my review of it. And then if you want to go from there to search online, that's fine. So what I wanted to show you right now is the ongoing joke with people that know me and know the guitar that I play currently, the Martin DCX1E. Since it's high pressure laminate and it's not completely solid wood all the way around, the back and sides are a high pressure laminate with a wood photographic wood pattern on those. Still a good sounding guitar. It's cheaper materials, but it does hold up better in climate change, weather, and things like that. It's more stable than solid wood. The top is solid Sitka spruce. The Breedlove, by the way, the specs is rosewood back and sides, East Indian rosewood, bone nut and bone saddle, and Adirondack spruce, and pre-war Adirondack, I think it's forward shifted bracing. I played Adirondack and I was like blown away compared to Sitka. Adirondack sounds better to me. It's got a better punch. It's got a better low end. It's got a better resonance. It vibrates a lot better. And so this guitar has it all. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The ongoing joke with my guitar, since it's not solid wood, everybody that I've played with, everybody that you know, plays with me regularly, they call it my plastic guitar. Okay, and that just really that hurts just a little bit. But anyway, it still sounds amazing. I love the Martin DCX1E, and I've played a Martin HD28 Sweetwater edition that one of my students has, and I've compared, you know, the Martin HD28, and I've listened to that one. I've listened to the callings that I've reviewed lately on the Gatlinburg guitar vlog, and to me, the Breedlove, I was really amazed. It really blew those other ones away, even the Martin HD28. I don't know what it is, but for the same amount of guitar you get with a Martin HD28, in my opinion, you could pay a lot less and get a high quality guitar. Breedlove is not a name I really used to associate with quality. I didn't really hear much about them. I thought they were just, you know, kind of a knockoff. But when I played that one, I was really, really impressed. Oh, by the way, it's the Breedlove, not just DR Deluxe, it's the Breedlove Revival Series DR Deluxe. That's the key thing. It's the Revival Series. It's the DR Deluxe. It's not mahogany. It's rosewood. But anyway, the guitar, they call it my plastic guitar, the Martin DCX1E. It's the one I have on all my videos now, the acoustic guitar. So I decided to start not a guitar fund, but a non-plastic guitar fund. This is my motivation for getting this guitar. I want to be able to say I have a solid wood, top-of-the-line guitar that blows away the microphone and has tons of volume and all this, and it's a Haas, and this is a Canon, the Breedlove Revival Series. Trust me on that. Go find one for yourself. And the one that I found was over at Smoky Mountain Guitars in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I even say that on the link below about the Gatlinburg Guitar Vlog 2 of 3, the Breedlove test drive. But yeah, non-plastic guitar fund, and I've got, I don't know, maybe $120, $130 in here, and I'm just trying to put in a little bit at a time until I can get to the level of what I need to buy that guitar, which is going to be used. I'm going to have to at least save about $2,000, and for a Martin HD28 Sweetwater edition, it's almost $4,000 for that. So I'm getting an awesome guitar at half price, what I normally would. So that's the next guitar I'd like to purchase. I'm not doing screenshots and all that. I've kind of pretty much explained it. If you watch that video, you'll see all about it, and you can do some research for yourself if you're interested into it. I've compared it. I've talked about the new guitar vlogs. Okay, the next thing that's happening on YouTube, my channel, I've got all the guitar vlogs are out there now. The vacation vlog is out there. That's I recommend you watch that. It's hilarious. Watch it all the way through, even if you have to watch it on fast speed or whatever, using that little gear icon, because there's some funny things at the end. I've got some outtakes and different things like that. But anyway, Um, the next ones I'm going to be releasing are, let's see, let me go over here and double check. The next one's scheduled to release are some videos that I did for a benefit singing. I was invited to do a benefit singing for my uncle on my dad's side. He's actually an uncle-in-law, but I consider my uncle. They've been married for years and all this stuff. That one's going to release. Actually, the next one before that is going to be another backing track video that I created. Man, I uploaded it in August, the 1st of August. So it's a month and a half old. But it's not really time dated, time sensitive. It's not anything that's, I can upload it whenever. And it's a backing track that I have, and I'm going to have to go and put on this. I went ahead and scheduled it to release because this will give me the incentive to go and upload it to my website to where it will be available. It's called Smooth Groove. It's a jazz piece that I created. I just had this tune in my mind, and I sat down and recorded it on GarageBand and used my videos and edited it in iMovie and all that stuff. And it was based on a live concert that I seen on YouTube by the band called Meso Forte. And it was a live concert they did. It was the very first song they did in that concert that inspired me to play this kind of a jazz riff. And it doesn't sound like theirs, but it kind of reminded me of that. So that's the next one that's coming out. After that, we've got the benefit for my uncle. There's 2 videos. One of them is the full performance, and the other one is me playing a song I wrote with my cousin. Then after that, I'm probably going to go ahead and release some videos of private lessons. Once again, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, since I've got the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials things getting done and trying to get that done. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time creating new YouTube videos and things like that. I've got a slew of pre-recorded videos that I did for a student who was taking lessons online with me, and he's no longer taking lessons online. And the way I do it is we take lessons online, and I'll maybe after a week or so release it publicly. And that's the way I'm going to do it from now on. Release it publicly so that it will be content that everybody can share and use. And the cool thing about it is most of these people are beginners, or at least beginners in the fields that they want to play in, like bluegrass or blues or whatever it is. And so most of my stuff on YouTube seems like it's all advanced. And I want a lot more beginner stuff. So I actually released a while back an example of my private guitar lessons. Well, now this is a private guitar lesson series on Unclouded Day, Wildwood Flower, and I think Bury Me Beneath the Willow. And it's all in succession. So each video builds on the last one. So I have in my queue of those, let me find out exactly how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like 12 of these videos. So I'm basically covered for another 12 weeks without even having to create a new video, which is fine because, it's still content for you guys here on YouTube. It starts with basic bluegrass licks, and it continues on to where we're going and talking about Wildwood Flower, and then it moves on from there into, I think, Unclouded Day, and then it moves on from there to, actually it moves on to Bury Me Beneath the Willow first, and then it goes into Unclouded Day, which I've already done an Unclouded Day thing here on YouTube. I don't think I've ever done a Wildwood Flower or Bury Me Beneath the Willow one. But it does talk about, I do have an Unclouded Day video here on YouTube, but this goes into more detail. By the way, one of the songs on the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials is Bury Me Beneath the Willow, but instead of being in D with the capo, well, actually it is. It's basically the same thing that I'll be releasing here, but it's going to be tabbed on the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course, and I'll be going into a little bit different aspects of that. But there's a good 12 videos of this that I'm going to start releasing very soon, It's going to be within the next month or so that these are going to come out. And when they do, if I decide to have another video interrupt that, then that's fine. I'm under no pressure, under no contract, under no obligation whatsoever to create a new video. If I'm just totally burnt out on them, I can go back on writing. I can go back on whatever. I do have some ideas in mind, some different songs I've been working on as far as songs that I've written, instrumentals that I've written, bluegrass licks that I've taught to other students that would be good bluegrass licks for the YouTube channel, different things like that. So that that may be coming down the line, but for the time being, you have got a free backing track coming out next week. After that, you've got a benefit coming out the week after that, and then starting, it looks like in October, I will be releasing those private video lessons. Okay, and between now and October, there may be another thing that I think of and go ahead and make, but for now, that's what's coming up on YouTube. So that's what's going to be releasing next. Okay, the next thing that I was going to talk about is related to the Guitarpreneur and life related section in the show notes, and it's all about goals, different things like that. Okay, now some of the goals I have achieved since my last Hangout, and maybe even talked about. I don't even know if I talked about this one or not, but I think I might have. I've got a video. I've got my graphic designer taking care of all my official lesson video thumbnails on YouTube. Now, the private lesson videos, I'm not going to worry about that being special thumbnails or anything. It's just mainly for the videos that kind of stand out on their own, that are new techniques, different things like that. I've also got, by the way, I've also got one more video that's unreleased. I will be releasing that soon too, and that's another electric guitar video. It was the last in the last series, but I just never updated that, and it's called Super Fast. Actually, wait a minute. I've already released that one? Okay, so that one's already came out. That came out a week before last. No, it came out. What's today? It came out this week. Wow, that was right under my nose. I didn't even know that. That one's public. That one is public. Okay, I see. I've got to go back and share that one. It just came out Tuesday. Super fast blues shred licks in multiple keys. So that one's already released. Okay, good. I don't have to worry about that one. Check that one out. That was my latest that's released. So I didn't even know that. I'll have to go back and try to share that. But I may just go ahead and ignore it. Anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. One of my goals that was achieved was I have a guy doing my thumbnails. And the guitar vlog, the Gatlinburg guitar vlog thumbnails are by that my graphic designer, the guy that created the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials logo. He's creating all the logos and the ebook, graphics and everything. He created that, and he's working on my thumbnails now, and it's a welcome relief not to have to sit there and do it. I actually created a video a while back on how I create my thumbnails, and I just referred him to that and said, here's how I want you to create these videos. And he's done a superb job. He's even cleaned them up to where they've got like a little black outline around my figure, the little thumbnail of me playing guitar, and it's awesome handing this stuff off to somebody else to do. That's a lot of what I want to do with other things is hopefully I create more income and more things happen. I can hire other people to help me run the business that way, and I can focus on what I do best and creating things that I like to do. I feel like I'm rambling, but hey, this is a Hangout, and this is the way it's working right now. Okay, I've got 0 viewers. I don't know who all's viewing or who all's wanted to view, or I had one viewer earlier. I don't know exactly who it was. Luke Lessieur says he's going to watch. You may be the one that was watching. Thank you so much for watching, Luke. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. But anyway, back to the Guitarpreneur and life-related goals. The thumbnails was the first one. The next one I'm really excited about is I have hired a new VA, virtual assistant, from Odesk. This is where I get all my virtual assistants, is odesk.com. They kind of merged with Elance, so they're kind of one entity now. And there's hundreds of other ones out there, but Odesk I've always heard about, and I went with them, and I like their system. I'm used to it, and researched some videos on YouTube about Odesk, and it was really really simple, and I got into it that way, and that's who I use for my virtual assistants. But I finally got a virtual assistant to help me type lesson notes. So what I do is I take my little Tascam PR10, and I'll say after every lesson, okay, for so-and-so's lesson, we went over this, we went over that. Their assignment is to do this, blah, blah, blah. And for next week, we're going to go over blah, 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 blah. So I'll record that, email that to the virtual assistant. They type it up, and they email it back to me, and I proof it, and I shoot it into the system. So I don't have to. It saved me so much time. I can do it in 20 minutes now, whereas it took me like an hour to type all this stuff up for several students. So that's awesome, and they're getting good enough now so where I can finally, very soon, train them to enter it into the system themselves, and I don't even have to see it. I'll know that it's being done. I'll shoot an email out to all my students saying, I've got somebody taking care, I've got an assistant taking care of my lesson notes, so they may not be, really good English or whatever, but this is to help free me up so that I can spend more time focusing on lessons and, just things like that. That way it kind of gets me off the hook if there's bad grammar or whatever, but the concept is still went over. So I'm going to get them trained into using the Music Teacher's Helper system that I use. And then all I have to do every week is at the first of the week, print out my lesson notes so I know what I'm going over every week. So that's a tremendous, awesome blessing. And the cool thing about this is the particular VA that I hired, they are well proficient in many other aspects, including social media, website stuff, transcription, proofing, in case I did want to do a novel or finish my 2009 NaNoWriMo novel that's been sitting, collecting dust for ages. Kind of want to get back into that. I meant to say that earlier when I started writing, but anyway, all that other stuff, they are proficient at that, so I don't have to go looking for another virtual assistant. I can just say, hey, do you do this? And if they reply yes, then we're on the ball rolling. Okay, so that's awesome. I just wanted to talk about that. I don't know what this next point is, but anyway, there's something else I haven't talked about, and let me take me a sip of lemonade here. Okay, so the next thing on the talking points is about finally completing my business journal that I talked about on the previous Hangout. I'm pretty sure I watched it the other day, and I think I talked about that. One of my main things on this business journal I put down as a visual incentive to finish this journal before I went on the vacation, because I wanted to start my ecosystems journal on the vacation. Didn't get to, but I did finish the journal. This is the post that I put on there. My new goal is to finish this journal, complete it completely by July 31st, because we went on our vacation like August 1st or July 31st. I don't remember exactly when we went on it. It was like the last week in July, so I definitely want to get that done. I wrote down when it actually did. It said, you can do it. No, really. Why are you still here? Only 3 days behind. In other words, I finished this. The last entry, I think, is August the 3rd. Yes, August the 3rd, the last entry, August the 3rd. Okay, so this business journal is now complete. And I've got two of them exactly the same. They're both big, huge, one subject notebooks. I definitely tell you right now, I recommend not using them now because it takes so long to get through them, and it feels like you got to write up all this real estate. I was actually using pens that bled so that I knew I couldn't run on the other side. That way I would get through it quicker. Most of them are front and back, but I was using pens that bled so I could get through it. But anyway, this is the business journal, Business Dreams and Goals Journal, number 2 for July 1st, 2011 to August 3rd, 2014. That's how old this journal is. I didn't write it every day, obviously. I just, a lot of this has a lot of ideas, milestone goals. Like this journal is the journal I had when I did my Texas Blues guitar. And this is to remind me, hey, you got it done. It's professional. It's done. It's out there. So, I mean, that's just motivation for the fire. That's wood for the fire to get you out there accomplishing things. I clipped a little extra thing I had off of the back of a calendar a Garfield calendar that had those little quotes and puzzles and stuff. This just says, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Henry David Thoreau. And basically I posted that, I taped that to the front cover. After this, one of my goals was to go back and create a table of contents. So I did. Went back and created a table of contents with all of the entries in here. Okay? So this journal is now done. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it looks like 45 entries in this journal. So it's very cool. I can go back to this at any time and say, oh, here's some ideas that I had. This contains notes from webinars. It contains notes from products, ideas, notes from when I created my website, how to lay it out. So this is a wealth of information. I thought in myself that one of these days I would publish both of these business journals and use them as like a small product, and it may still happen. I don't know. Some of this stuff is taken from copyrighted things, so it would be kind of tough to do that. But I've got diagrams and things that I have drawn as well, so I can use those. But anyway, this is now done, and now I'm in the Ecosystems Journal. This is the Lagoon Blue. The next one I'll probably get is going to be Clementine. And I like this size compared to this. I mean, look at that. Let's scoot it back here. Look at this. You got not even. I mean, look at that. It's a lot easier to get through a journal of this size than it is of this humongous size. The cool thing about this is I like the size of it. It's very nice. But I really like the size of that small writing notebook that I have that I've done on a Hangout or two behind this. And it's small. This is medium. It contains about 192 pages, I think. And the small maybe a little less. But it's a little bit smaller than this, and it's more compact, and I think I may get that one for my next one. I'm not sure. But definitely going to be buying some more of these Ecosystems journals. They got a nice pocket in the back of them. The paper is really, really good quality. I love the bright whiteness of it. It's not like a cream color. It doesn't bleed hardly at all. You can use most pens with it. I actually did a pen test where I did all these different pens and wrote with them to see which ones wrote the fastest and which ones were the smoothest and which ones didn't bleed and all that stuff. So there's going to be an entry I'll read here in a minute from this, and kind of let you. It kind of sums up all the stuff I've been talking about what direction do I need to go. Is it okay to pursue other goals and dreams? Now, this is not a. Notice I haven't labeled this. This is not a business and dreams and goals journal anymore. I've decided to call this my whatever happens journal. And I've started the table of contents on this already. Whatever happens, happens. This is the name of this journal. If it's business, I write it down. If it's writing, I write it down. It's just a place to process my thoughts and my ideas. I can always go back to them later, but even if I don't ever read another thing, I can enjoy this and say, you know what, this helped me get through things in my head and process it out. And I've already got a lot of good ideas in this journal. I'm gonna keep on. I quit journaling for the longest. I don't know why. Writing something seems like I always come back to writing. And when it becomes businessy and when it becomes, oh, I have to write for content or I have to write for my blog or I have to write for this product, and that's what kind of turns me off. If I can't write to just be writing and enjoy the process, I think that's what originally just turned me off. So I'm going to go back and salvage some of the old journals and look for the stuff. And yes, I can use the journals. I can use those for content. I can use those as articles, ideas, or whatever. But I even wrote something in my journal just the other day about not writing for content. Still write for yourself, and that way later on you can decide what you want to share. But don't write with the public in mind, because that's going to hinder you. That's going to kill creativity. You're always going to be thinking, what happens when they read this? No, I write for myself, and if I want to share it, I'll share it. If I don't, I don't. I don't have to worry about it. That way I can be free to write what I need to in the journal, whether it's personal, business, whatever. All right, so I recommend keeping a journal for that purpose. If nothing else, it'll help you sort through any problems or any ideas that you just cannot. Put it down on paper, get it out of your head, put it on paper, and work with it then, because it's just going to drive you crazy if it's all up here. Steps towards seeing goals achieved. Not exactly sure what that meant. I'm going to go ahead and delete that from the show notes. The next thing I was going to talk about is I've kind of updated my focus goals and my SMART goals from the Being a Guitarpreneur in 2014 post. And I'm going to go ahead and make that available to those that are watching live. And I'll go ahead and screenshot this. I'm going to go ahead and copy this in the show notes as well. This is the original article that I posted this in. I've updated these goals, and every 3 months I go back and I write some updates on the page, on the original page, and write down how it's going, where I'm at, what are my new goals, what do I need to focus on now. So it's cool to go back and reassess where you're at. Life changes so much that your goals need to change as well. I've learned that. The seasons change, and so your goals need to be flexible. It may be on the same wavelength, it may be something different, but you need to allow for that flexibility. Otherwise, you're going to feel so burdened down and stuck in a rut that you can't get out. For those of you that are watching live, or may watch live, they just now have this new Showcase app on Google Hangouts where you can show links to your audience, and that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of using the links and showing those while I'm working on them. So let me go ahead and screen share this goals that I was talking about. Actually, I'm going to screen share what I'm. Well, no, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to screen share the goals that I'm talking about. These are what I call my SMART and my FOCUS goals. These are acronyms, okay? So, and I'll show you exactly where that happens at. If you check out the link description below in the Guitarpreneur and Life Related All About Goals section, you will see a link to this this page, all right? So this is off my Texas Blues guitar, and once again, I need a place to host these types of posts because business stuff is not guitar related. And if I flood this blog, this website with all this businessy stuff and all this stuff that's not related to blues guitar, then it confuses Google and it goes down in rankings. So I can't be using this website for that. So I've got to get my other vlog, my official vlog, out and going soon because all these ideas are coming. I want to have a place to host it, but it cannot be my business websites because it floods everything. So this is the post I'm talking about. Check out the links below in the SMART or the Show More area, and you'll see status on SMART and FOCUS goals, link to article, and there's a link right there showing you how to get to this article. Anyway, this contains part of a Hangout that I did early this year. Now, this was in January. By the way, the latest blog post I did on this website was back in February because I didn't want to flood this website with non-related content, but I haven't had anywhere else to post it other than like newsletter and things like that. But anyway, you can watch this video from here. Once again, once you play it, you can go down here, and this little gear comes up. Now you can pop in this gear, and guess what? You can change the speed and watch it. So if you're not doing that with this Hangout, then you need to do that so that it doesn't bore you to death because I'm talking a lot. All right, so this helps you get through things faster. But anyway, you can click on this and watch what I was talking about, these SMART goals in my ideal week, which I don't do my ideal week anymore. It is something that's cool to start out with, but like I said, things change and you find new methods of doing things. And you know, I'm just doing other things that work for me right now. So I talked about that, and then I bring up. Let's see, let me find them here. Well, they were on the wall, so I don't think I took them down from the wall. I just talked about them. But that's my SMART and FOCUS goals. But anyway, you go down here, and it tells you that you can download your own version of the ideal week and get started with it. And you can also check out these FOCUS goals, okay? Check out the SMART goals. Anyway, here's what they look like right now. I'll go ahead and do this. You can see right now, let me get back on my Hangouts to make sure that it's still showing the screen. Yes, okay, still showing it. You can see here that FOCUS goals in 2014. Follow one course until successful. That's what FOCUS, the acronym, stands for. Now, I got this acronym from a book by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, and I think it was called Reasons Why We Want You to Be Rich or something like that. It may have been another book of theirs, but anyway, they mentioned this acronym, and I've always remembered it. The idea of being focused is being chasing and pursuing one thing until it's done. Don't be multitasking. Don't spread yourself too thin between other tasks, but focus on one thing until it's done. All this year has mainly been focused on bluegrass guitar essentials, okay? So here's what it looks like. I wanted to study and meditate on God's Word most of all. Wanted to get and stay healthy. Still working on that. I wanted to continue developing bluegrass guitar course, which all this stuff is involved in that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because you can go to that link and see all this stuff for yourself. But anyway, here's the element. And notice the majority of this focus goals is revolving around bluegrass guitar essentials, okay? So my main focus this year has been the bluegrass guitar essentials. And I'm trying to get that done, and right now the temptation is so overwhelming to work on other things. And right now I'm finding the space to do that because I'm having to wait on my virtual assistants to get the other parts of the product done, and I really don't have anything to do right now. So while I'm waiting, instead of just fretting over it, I've been writing in my journal, been reading a lot of books, just things that I want to do and enjoy. Okay, so all these things have to be done. The next thing, I want to delegate, streamline, automate, and schedule some time off. I don't want to have to be overwhelmed in work, which I kind of have been, but I don't want to feel guilty for taking time off because I still have people working for me, all right? So I want to delegate a lot of stuff, which that has happened. I've got my thumbnails I just talked about are being delegated. Now my lesson notes are being delegated. I've got some other ideas being delegated. Once again, social media marketing is about to be delegated to a previous guitar student I talked about. So that stuff's working out. That's going really good. Keeping the goals handy for focus. In other words, these goals that you see here and the ones I'm going to show next are pinned up on my wall right directly to the right of me, so I can always look at them, see where I'm at, see where I need to go, and you'll see in a minute what they currently look like. Okay. Simplify. Do one thing at a time. Don't multitask. Focus on one thing at a time. This has been a little difficult, but ever since I've been reading and finished and continue to implement the system by David Allen called Getting Things Done, which I'll show you here in a second, that really has saved a lot of time. No longer am I putting a lot of stuff on the calendar to worry about if I get it done or have to move it to another day. That's kind of futile. I use my Trello board, specifically the Trello boards that I have, as my list of things to do. Then I can pick and choose what I need to get done instead of based on writing on the calendar and risking not getting it done and feeling like a failure because I didn't get it done. So now I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, once again, start all over again. Once this is done, start on something else. Don't quit. Just keep going with something else. Even if it's not, in my case, even if it's not guitar related, if it's something else, if you want to write, if you want to pursue a different passion or something else, I can still have these stuff being sold and being on the back burner, but I can totally be free to do other things. And this book is a reference to a book called Start by John Acuff. Really good book. I recommend that one. Got it at the library. I don't own it, but this is a really good book to check out. It really helped me open my eyes to a lot of things, especially when it comes to seasons in different age groups. And like, for example, the 20s is where you're learning. In your 30s is where you're doing what you're good at. And the 40s is where you're teaching what you've been doing, and all these things. He goes over a lot better than I could. But anyway, that's the focus goals. Okay, so let's go back real quick and show you the SMART goals. Okay, and the SMART goals you'll see is more guitar related than anything. SMART goals 2014. SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. Okay, now this has been around for years. This is as posted on Michael Hyatt's Best Year Ever site and Facebook. Just a note to myself to what I wanted to remember this for. What are my specific goals? Well, I want to do this, I want to do that. You know, I want to have video edits, diagrams, all this stuff, Bluegrass Guitar Essentials on download and DVD this year. Now, once again, I've got deadlines. I want to get it done by the end of October, by the end of November. I don't want to have to wait till Christmas to get it done. Trust me, I don't want to have to do that. I want it to be available by Christmas so that you can order it as a Christmas present. That's what I'd like to do. But this is my loophole this year. No later than December 31st, 2014, I want Bluegrass Guitar Essentials to be done. Completely done, okay? Measurable. Give yourself something that you can measure. Don't just say I want to lose 50 pounds, well, or I want to lose weight. You need to be specific. You need to be specific. I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, measure it. I want to lose 20 pounds by so-and-so. Now, this is, I want to reach at least 500 people with my products, help them play guitar better than they ever have by the end of this year, okay? And you can measure that by how many sales you have, how many people that have, you know, watched my YouTube videos, things like that. Actionable. I want to stick to the timeline I will create for the release of the Bluegrass Guitar product, as well as, now I call it the Bluegrass Guitar product because I didn't know for sure I was going to call it, but now we know it's Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. As well as my ideal week, which I said that's changed. Realistic. Don't say I want to make $1 million in a month. That's not realistic, especially if you only make $1,000 a month. You know, you got to be realistic about it. Don't set yourself up for failure right off the bat. Realistic. I know I can accomplish this, and even though I've already released one guitar product, this new product will be released on my own merits. In other words, like it says here, Texas Blues Guitar was done mostly by professionals. I created the product, I created the material in the product, but they did the graphic design. They did, you know, published it on DVD before I was able to, and all this other stuff. Time bound. My goal is to be able to have so-and-so by March 31st, which obviously has not happened, but that's not mean I'm failing. It means I have to readjust and be maybe even more realistic, okay? I want to get the DVDs out by May 31st. That's way over the deadline, but that's fine. We're moving onward. Okay, so now that's this. Now let me show you what I want to, what they look like now since I've been editing them every 3 months. And before I do that, this is the book I was talking about, Getting Things Done. This book is awesome. Very readable book. It's got like over 250 pages, and it's amazing. I think in a recent post I put down to check out this guy on YouTube before you get the book, if you want to try it out. Use some of the simple elements in this book, and it will be a tremendous game changer for you. This is better to me than Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People way of time management. This is basically all about getting everything out of your head onto paper so that you can work with it there. You don't have to worry about thinking, you don't worry about storing in your head, because then you're going to be afraid that you're going to lose things, and that's going to constantly cause this hecticness in your brain, and you're going to be worried about what you haven't got done, what you need to get done. Just put it on a reminder system, whether it be through paper, physical paper and pen, or through Trello, a list building system like that. That way you know that you're not going to lose anything. It's going to be there. And you have to, really this hinges around doing a weekly review and doing this every week, kind of resetting where you're at, writing more ideas on paper, sorting through your inboxes, and then having a clean slate. And then the next week reviewing that as well. So anyway, I'm not going to get a lot of this. Check out this book. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. All right, so let's see what the goals look like now. Okay, so you've seen that. They're kind of plain, nothing really big, not a really big deal. So let's go on the focus goals, the updated edition. All right, now check this out. Totally marked up all over the place. All right, so this is what's hanging next to me on my wall right now, and that is the updates in this color of ink was from April. Okay, now this was done back in, like I said, January, February, whatever, the first of the year. I want to get my goals in the forefront of my mind so that I know what I'm doing. I wanted to try that this year. And the next updates in this color are back in July. So that's a couple of months ago. It's going to be time for me to review these one more time in probably around October. July, August, September, about October. And I'll probably take these down again one more time, and since I don't have any more room, as you can see on the front page, go ahead and write on the back of these. But anyway, you can see how the goals have changed and updates on what I've done here. What's your why on getting healthy? Well, better quality of life, and then all these things are added to it. I'm starting a strength training class this week, in the week of April or whatever. Okay, so now the update from that, I lost 20 pounds, and right now it's been fluctuating between 20 and 15. I've still got a plateau, so I've started another strength training class. Another strength training is called Insanity. It's a huge, intensely jam-packed cardio workout that I've been working on, and I just did my second class yesterday. So this is supposed to be a huge calorie burner, and then right after that I go straight into stat class for 30 minutes to an hour. So I do that once a week right now. Maybe I'll do it twice a week later on. But I'm still doing stat classes weekly. So my next update will be, hey, I just started Insanity. I'm upping things, and I need to. Here's some things I need to work on. I need to get better at my diet again. I need to start counting calories again. I've been slack on that. Whatever. So I go back over these, and it shows me all this stuff that I need to do, that I have been doing, that could use work. Okay. So for example, what am I doing for getting healthy? Okay, here's that. Here's all the things I'm doing concerning Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. Well, a graphic design VA and tab VA are keepers. Video editor VA, he's making too many mistakes. He's taking too long. It's costing me too much. Okay, I spent quite a bit on this, getting this product done. I don't know if it'll be a while before I can remake that much money up, which is why I'm considering doing workshops and webinars and things like that. But anyway, plan on hiring a separate VA for DVD authoring. Okay, so here's the things I need to get done, and hopefully by the next update I'll be able to comment even further on this and get that done. And just an example, if I see I'm still having the same problems after this, then I know it's time to change something soon. I mean, like within the next week or so. So what am I doing now? I'm currently working on 5 and 6, and this was back in July, and I'm still working on 5 and 6. So it's showing me that the downhill part of this is going to take a little bit longer than the first part. Graphic design, pre-launch, blah, 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 this stuff I'm doing. And before I forget, I plan on doing another article post on the Texas Blues Guitar website, because this will add closure, and I'll probably do that probably back in October sometime, now that I think about it. Probably do that in October. The reason I take these screenshots was to go ahead and upload this now, but I'll probably do it closer to the end of the year, because I'm only going to do this one more time. I'm not going to do it in December, because December is when I'm going to be working on my goals for next year, more than likely. So I'm probably going to do this in October and then post a link to that article on the Texas Blues website to give closure to that first article I just showed you, based on me and Guitarpreneur in 2014. I'll probably do that as a part 2 or whatever. Okay, so, and what do I need to do to simplify one at a time? I can do better at this. 3 or 4 main priorities per week, according to Les Hewitt, which is one of the main authors of The Power of Focus. Okay, update in July for simplifying. I started a daily top 3 in the planner on 7/14. Okay, now I'm not doing that. I'm going by the getting things done method, trying once again not to overwhelm myself too much, because that stifles creativity. I always find that when I go back to doodling or doing something creative, that completely gets all the hubbub, all the traffic, all the chaos out of my mind, and I'm relaxed again. I can focus what I need to do a lot better. Okay, so try being creative. Use that right brain a little bit, especially after all the left brain activities you've been doing if you find yourself stressed out. The next thing, start all over again. Well, recommended goals. Know where your money is really going. Stop the leaks. The rules of money is what I was talking about. In other words, I feel like I'm spending too much money, or I'm not accumulating enough money. What's going on? Focus on sales. You can't do any of this without income, so I got to sell more stuff, And I talked about, all that in the last Hangout, about the Lord taking care of me and me focusing on what He wants me to do. And so that kind of is an update for this. Okay, back in the latest Hangout. After Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, my focus will probably be on private lessons, personal website, which is the vlog I talked about, and Guest. That's supposed to say guest workshops and interviews. Interview videos, which now I can tell you this is probably not going to be on that as much. It's going to be on workshops probably. The guest workshops was kind of like having Kenneth Burris do a workshop with me, having some other people do a workshop with me instead of me doing it by myself, kind of like they do with the Winfield Flat Picking Camp by Steve Kaufman. I'll probably start with myself first, and then maybe later on, if it becomes popular, have some other people, join me with that. But anyway, this is the focus goals. So let's go to the other one, which is the SMART goals, and show you what it looks like. The SMART goals updated look like. Let me go back here, get the right one. It look like this. Okay. Once again, the same updates. I took these to a coffee shop and I sat in there for about an hour working on both of these. I'm sure it's the same exact time as, yeah, 7:21:14 is when the focus goes. So I did both of these at the same time, okay? So now, here's what I've got. Get better at playing guitar, master as much possible scales, alternate picking, alternate tapping, fretboard, blah, 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 blah. I'm slacking on the artist work videos, and I still am. I'm finally on the intermediate section, or the advanced section, and I just haven't went back to learn this stuff, and I need to sit down and enjoy learning again. Enjoy learning for myself, not just teaching, but learning new things. And then that's what gets me excited to share with you guys, is learning so that I can teach you guys what I'm learning, okay? So that's what makes it exciting for me. I need to get myself excited again, basically is what I'm saying, so that I can share that excitement with you guys, all right? And so, had a few setbacks, but I'm back on track to producing the webisodes, the DVDs by the end of this year, hopefully by the end of October, November. That's as of July the 21st. Okay, so measurable. I want to be able to, here's what the original goal was, and here's what the update in April said. I want to be able to play Technical Difficulties by Racer X all the way through and understand what I'm doing music theory-wise by the end of this year. I can tell you right now that's not going to happen. Like I said, I've been slacking on the artist work stuff. I need to get back on track with that. I've been playing some electric guitar stuff, but guitar stuff has just been on the back burner right now because of being burnt out so much and not being able to enjoy it so much, okay? So, as of July, the update was not looking promising. Is this really important right now, okay? So, once again, reassessing where your goals are and where you want to be in life. Actionable. I want to be able to stick to the timeline I will create for the release of BGE, as well as my ideal week, okay? Well, the first thing was focus on recommending Paul Gilbert's online rock guitar school free monthly access. Users get a month free for using the affiliate link, okay? So all this is related to, playing guitar, obviously. Whereas some of this other stuff on the focus was related to business stuff as well, and, losing weight and things like that. Okay, so now the next update was focusing more on productivity and doing the right things rather than on an ideal week. So like I said, the ideal week is no longer there, and that's what this related to. My ideal week is no longer, I'm not doing anymore. I'm trying to focus on getting the right things done, instead of all these other things that are going on. Which things do I need to get done? Not at the right time, but which things are right that I need to be focusing on. Also, I'm using multiple affiliates, but the main focus is on Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. I want to make money on my own product and not just getting the leftovers by helping other people's products and all this. Realistic, okay? Here's all this stuff. What's the update? It's doable if you manage your time wisely, make it a priority, then delegate, automate, and streamline to accomplish your goal. Make more time for practicing instead of watching YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of guitar videos, and lately a lot of writing videos, and been recently getting into Hercule Poirot videos from Agatha Christie, mysteries and things like that. Just, I watch a lot of YouTube that I should spend watching, doing some work, but some of that is the downtime that is needed. But anyway, Here's the other updates as of July. Mastery of time management and productivity is ongoing. So it's not like I have to say, well, I want to master it by so-and-so. No. Time management and productivity, you're always going to be learning new ways to get things done, and it's ongoing. It's not a set time, deadline. After 2 multi-disc extensive courses and near burnout, I've decided small courses and quick turnover is the way to go. So there's no longer, if I do another guitar product, it's not going to be a 7-disc thing. It just takes too long to get it done. It takes too long to get it released. I can record it in 2 hours and be done, but then I've got to sit there and wait through all the tablature transcription, all the logo design, all this other stuff, all the video editing, and that just takes too long. As we've seen, it's taken over a year to get this thing out. So now I realize that if I do another guitar product, it's going to be at most 2 discs, and that's it. Hopefully just 1, but at most 2 discs, and that way I can have many products out there, okay? A lot of them instead of just 1 or 2 that are way out of, above most people's price range, especially those that aren't serious about, learning guitar. Time bound. Your free trial is nearly over with Artist Works, blah, blah, blah. If you want to achieve your guitar goals, you need to start posting to forums, groups, social media, and also utilize the ad space for your Artist Work ads so that I can be getting more, income so that I can spend on the Artist Works, okay? So here's the next thing. The next update was, well, this didn't happen. I want to get done by the end of September, by the end of this month, the digital download version. Well, that's probably not happening because I said it's going to be another 3 weeks, so that's going to be the beginning of October. End of October, maybe that won't happen. The DVD, that probably is looking more like November. And the height of the bluegrass season, that's not happened. Here's what I'm going to go for next. Practice and learn during the off season to be prepared for the bluegrass season. In other words, during Christmas, bluegrass season is dead. It starts back up in spring, so here's this course so that you can practice it during the off season and be prepared to play when bluegrass season starts so that you can jump right into those jam sessions. Okay, so that's more realistic selling point. Also, this whole thing about, as of July, this whole thing about posting to groups, social media, all this, it's not a priority. It's more of a byproduct of sales. My priority is the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, getting it done. This other stuff is just, I don't really see it as really income generation. And the other day I watched a video by Amos Johnson about don't worry about your website, focus on revenue building activities. And I really need to switch my focus to that. And I know that the webisodes are selling very well. People like them, and that's making some revenue, and I need to go back to doing that and things that are really directly related to getting me sales. Okay, so that's my SMART and focus goals for 2014 and their updates. And so that's what, that's kind of what's been going on. Over half the year is over. This says on the show notes, over half the year is over. Where are you on your goals? That's where I'm at on my goals. I just showed them to you. That's what I've been working on. That's what I've been working towards. It even shows you that I've been assessing and reassessing where I'm at so that you know, hey, I'm not just slacking off with the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course. There's a reason why it's taking longer than I anticipated. And from now on, I'm not making that mistake again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But the thing I keep going back to is this course is worth it because it is my dream course. I never intended when I started this to begin with a Texas Blues guitar course. It turned out that way. It was a chance I had to take, opportunity of a lifetime. I didn't want to pass it by, even if it was something I was still good at and still knew a lot about but it wasn't my first choice. Okay. Bluegrass guitar is my first choice. That's why this, even though it's taking a little longer, it is going to be worth it. Not only to you, the consumer, but to me, because I want to put every last ounce of what I can into this to make it a worthwhile product. and to be able to say, you know what, I did the best I could, I made it the best I could, and that's all I could do. I mean, with what I had, I think it's a huge accomplishment. If you go look back, yes, it's taken a year, but it takes a year to write a novel for most good novelists. 3 months of writing, then rewriting, then getting galleys, sending it to the publisher, editors, cover creation, getting the bookstores. A year later, and another book comes out. So any great thing takes time. You just kind of estimate it the best you can and try to work toward that goal. If you don't make the goal, you're not a failure, okay? When you quit, you're a failure. If you don't make the goal, all you do is reassess and readjust and get back on track, okay? Set a new goal, set a new place, all right? So that needs to be put to the top. And the last thing I'm going to talk about before we end this, I've really enjoyed this, by the way. It may seem like I'm rambling or whatever, but I've really enjoyed doing this today. It's really been a good release and relief of pressure and being able to share with you guys where I'm at, what's going on, what I want to do with things. So it's been a really, really good thing that I've been really pleased to share this stuff with you. Let me go back to where I was trying to remember what I was going to look at here. It's totally slipped my mind. I don't even remember what it was. But anyway, now we're going to go ahead and go to the last part of this section here. All right, so, I hope this is explained. The title of this Hangout is The Last Guitarpreneur Hangout. Where have I been? I just remembered what I was going to look for. I was going to look to see who's watching. The Last Guitarpreneur Hangout. Where have I been and where am I going? Okay, so that shows you where I've been. I've already explained about what I'm thinking about doing in the next year, and that will, obviously, that some of that may change as well. I have learned. This year has been a huge learning experience for me. I've learned that in life you set a goal, but it doesn't mean you're going to reach that goal the way you thought you were going to reach it. It doesn't even mean you're going to reach that goal, because as you progress through life, you may, in fact, realize that you need to change some things. Your direction needs to be a little different. But the cool thing is, if you hadn't set out toward the goal in the first place, you would have never known that your direction needed to change. Most people don't set goals. They just play it by ear, and that gets you nowhere because there's so many options. You've got to focus on a path, follow that path, and if it changes, then it changes. Then you were meant to go to another direction. But if you don't get started and you just play by ear and just everything is on a whim, then it's not going to work. There are seasons in life. Life changes. Your attitudes change. Your goals change. Your passions change. And I'm learning more and more that it's not just about pursuing your passion, because that becomes old. It gets stale. It just seems like you need to have a fallback, not like a plan B, but you need to have multiple passions so that when one gets stale and old, you want to try to, maybe finish that out so that that can be doing its own thing while you're pursuing another passion. In my case, all the guitar stuff is just really overwhelming, becoming a burnout. Not that I'm going to quit doing videos and stuff, but I'm not, just going to be totally gung-ho about it. Now I've got enough videos on YouTube that it's kind of self-sustaining. The Bluegrass Guitar Central stuff, the webisodes are still available for release for purchase at bluegrassguitarcentrals.com. Texas Blues Guitar is still available at secretsofTexasBluesGuitar.com, and those things are kind of taking care of themselves. Those are established now. If I have another direction I need to go, which to me looks like it's more and more going to be writing, then I can focus on that. And because this other stuff is still in play. It's not taken out of play, it's still in play, and I can now focus on something else that I want to focus on. Okay, so the last thing. September 4th, 2014 journal entry. For the love of it all. And this may or may not be an article idea. I may do an article on it, I don't know. So that's the lesson notes for now. I'll post these to the video when we get there. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do that right now. That way I don't forget about it. Go ahead and post these to the actual event. I didn't even change the, I need to change the theme. I may do that later, I don't know. Let's see. Go back up here. Apologize for this little live. This is happening live, so. All right, there we go. Adding the show notes now. To the website. Like I said, if this is boring you, just skip through this part. It's a little speed thing. All right, so that's done. Now, let's get back to, I can change the theme later or whatever. Let's get back to what I was talking about. Entry. I would like to even do a lot more of these. Well, just sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to read you something that's really cool. And the cool thing about that is I can have my VA transcribe it and write it down below. Isn't that awesome? That way I don't have to sit here and type all these journal entries. I can say, hey, transcribe this video and create it into an article. I need to remember that for future use. That's amazing. All right, so just sit here and do a video journal, and then you can get the text of that below and blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, that's awesome. That may be happening. Anyway, 9/4/14. And this will be the last thing we're going over today. And I've even earmarked it. Got it folded right here. All right. So let's get on into this. I've got okay. All right. Apologize once again. I had to check a message here. Okay, let's get on with this, and then we're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Whoever's watching now, thanks so much for sticking with me on this. I feel like I'm always changing direction on you guys, but I haven't been here 2 months. A lot can happen in 2 months. I haven't been on Hangout in 2 months. But anyway, all right. So please do check out, by the way, the YouTube Trello board to see what's coming up next. Also, I've been putting Hangout notes as I come up with them, putting those onto the YouTube Trello board just to keep up with them. So you can kind of see what the next Hangout's going to be about when I get enough notes to talk about. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go over this, and then I'm going to get some lunch. My stomach's growling. I got to get some lunch. And keep working on my contacts, trying to get the hot pepper juice out of them. Man, that's crazy. All right, 9/14. Or 9/4/2014, Thursday, 10 in the morning. I think I was outside on the patio, riding outside, just enjoying some, birds and all this nature stuff. And all. For the love of it all, this will sum up everything I've talked about in this Hangout. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go ahead and read this. Lately, it's been difficult to focus on any one aspect of what it is I want to do with my life and what I'm looking for out of life. It's got me wondering if I really am suited for one career path for the rest of my life, or if I'm bound to find myself always moving on to the next shiny object that currently appeals to me. Is it just me, or are we all wired to constantly be on the lookout for the next great thing that tickles our fancy? That may be the case, since the last figure I had was that the average person switches jobs once every 3 years on average. But that leads me to ask the question, am I average? And do I want to be average? I suspect that being above average tends to lead I expect that being above average tends to lead toward a more fulfilled life, at least in material standards. But it seems that all I've been doing since I got laid off back in 2012 and became self-employed is chasing the money. Sure, everyone, and by everyone, I mean the world's top successful business people, tells you to find something you're passionate about, then the money will come. But it takes money to pursue your passions, ironically. Pretty soon, you're giving up spending time doing the thing you love and are passionate about in order to maintain the business you've built and begin to wonder if it's really your passion anymore. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe all I need to do is just get immersed in enjoying my passion all over again, get back to my first love. I've hired VAs to help assist me in creating products, but products aren't my passion. Playing guitar and music is my passion. Reading is my passion. And I believe to an extent that writing is my passion. But I haven't been doing these things for the love of them. I've been doing them to make a living, and the result has been burnout. I've been playing to meet deadlines, such as on YouTube and my newsletter, and create products such as Texas Blues Guitar and Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. I've been reading tons of business books, hoping to find strategies and answers and better ways to chase the money. I've been writing to accompany my products and sales, such as web articles, ebooks, YouTube descriptions, lesson notes, etc. And another thing I've been doing that's become more of a burden than a blessing, teaching guitar. I'm plagued by lesson ideas, requests, hangouts, and even planning private lessons. So much so that it's beginning to suck the creativity right out of me. All the great business minds say, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Do that. The problem is, on the other hand, your own instinct to survive says back, sure, that sounds nice and rosy, but where will you get the money? And how will you convert it to money? I realized last night that my private lessons are providing enough income to help pay bills and have some extra left over. That's not including product sales. The real beauty of that is not only is it only about 7 hours out of my week, but it affords me the opportunities to do what I'm truly passionate about, whether I fail or not at it. Sure, the 7 hours of lessons doesn't include planning and invoicing, etc. for lessons, but even all that probably doesn't take more than an extra 3 or 4 hours a week. Now that I've hired a VA to type my lesson notes for me, it's possible to have even more free time to do what I should be doing to generate more creative fuel. I should be playing guitar for the sake of learning new things I'm interested in, and not just to please my audience. People subscribe to watch me and my originality, not a carbon copy of someone else's idea of what I should be, such as, suggestions and requests. I should be reading what interests me, including spending more time in life's instruction manual, God's Word. This includes fiction, things that interest me, fiction, self-help, motivation, and business. But remember, moderation in all things. In other words, don't get too overwhelmed by reading business books or reading fiction or reading other things. Moderation in all things. I should be writing where it matters most to me. Writing in this and other journals, writing blogs that matter to me, book reviews, and writing stories and novels, if I so choose, are all included in this category. I realize that to finish products and projects, some amount of work and discipline in the creation of materials, such as diagrams, notes, tabs, articles, etc., is involved. But that should all be secondary and take a back seat to what is inevitably the most important things in life and what really matters. I should be able to enjoy days like today, where I woke up early and headed to town to enjoy a lazy breakfast of biscuits and gravy and sausage with coffee and a good book at Cracker Barrel. And I should be able to enjoy a leisurely browse through a bookstore, which inspires me to come back home, sit on the back porch, and write like I'm doing right now to aid my creativity and ability to process my life. And I should be able to do all this and more without feeling guilty about it, especially since I've got a couple lessons today which will help take care of the bills. As a matter of fact, as I sit here outside, it's muggy and hot, and I'm sweating up a storm and trying to keep the sweat from rolling in my eyes while trying to finish this entry, and I like it because I'm doing what inspires me. That's when you can truly say, I do it for free, even if I didn't get a cent from it. And it's not really work, it's play. I'm glad I took the time for me today before taking time for anyone else. It's necessary to recharge yourself and refill before you can pour into others. Okay? So, for the love of it all. Why do I do it? For the love of everything I do. And there's all kinds of other entries. This shows the importance of writing in a journal, keeping your thoughts where you can always re-access them. So you can go back and say, hey, why am I doing this? Hey, I've got out of control again. I need to go back and read what I wrote about for the love of it all. You know, put things in perspective again. So all kinds of other good things that I've had in mind. Here's a quote that I just recently wrote down on my last entry. What a great thing it is to have had these thoughts in the company of pen and paper because I could write them down. A lot of good stuff here. Like I said, I'd like to do on my own personal website or even on Google Communities for right now. Maybe even publish some of these journal entries. Maybe even publish them and make an ebook out of them. Who knows? That's another product. Every one of these books has some material that I can use for products, whatever. And it's something that I wrote in the inspiration of the moment that to me would be something I could get behind and would fuel my ability and my passion for getting it out on the market and creating products from it. Who knows? So that's my hangout for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I've had one viewer the whole time, but that's fine. This will probably be published and have more viewers. So thanks to Mohammed Saif and Luc Lucier for going to watch. You may even be watching now. I'm not sure. And thanks to all of you guys so much for watching, taking the time out of your day to watch this hangout. I hope you was able to speed through it using that little gear shift I was telling you about, the little gear wheel. Please check out the links below that are in the show notes, and also the links to Texas Blues Guitar and Bluegrass Guitar Essentials that I mentioned. The webisodes are trying to come along. Like I said, I'll try to do an update as soon as I can on the mailing list. You want to be on the mailing list to see all about the other updates. The cool thing about that, I realized the other day, the mailing list has acted sort of a journal for my progress throughout this whole time that I've been working on it. So it's really cool. You can go back and see from day one when I started the mailing list all the stuff I've accomplished, all the stuff that I've done, and what it's taken to get it done. So please check out that mailing list by going to that website on the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. Check out those links below. Please subscribe. Hit that like button if you like this video. Share it with your friends. It makes a difference. If it made a difference to you, chances are it'll make a difference to someone else. I'm going to get off here, get me some lunch. It's almost 1 o'clock. It's been a good hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. I'm signing off saying thank you for watching. May you have a blessed day. May your life be more cleared and clarified through this hangout. And remember, as I said at the first of this, it's okay to enjoy unclarity because you're not in control all the time, and sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's good to just let God lead. All right? I'm going to end with that. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. See you next time. God bless.